And I just sent them a message saying, writing's on the wall, you guys aren't wrapping up forever, are you? And they're like, oh, yeah, we actually are. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll take it off your hands. I've just come into money. I got sick of flying away. COVID was kicking me in the ass, kicking everyone in the ass, to be fair. And then this opportunity just pokes its head up, and I'm just like, well, I'm not going to grab it with both hands, so...
Today's guest is Ryan Fawzi, born and raised in Gladdy. Ryan spent his early years working in an industry lifestyle when he came across the opportunity to take on the Queensland role for Vodka and Soda. Later years to come, also took a shot buying SQD Athletica with his business partner when all hope seemed lost in the brand. Before we kick into today's episode, give us a like and subscribe on YouTube, give us a rating on Spotify and share this to a friend if you enjoy this episode. It means the world to us, boys. Other than that, let's kick into it.
Hey guys, number 22 potty, Ryan Fawzi, how you going, mate?
Good boys, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good, brother.
Yeah, not a lot. So, grew up in Gladstone, hey?
Grew up in Gladstone.
That's where the start of the story began.
Yeah, that's where I cut my teeth, Central Queensland, like every good young man. Yeah, no, it was good. I honestly, when everyone asks questions about you grew up in Gladstone, wouldn't change it for the world, hey? Like I had such a good network of good people, and it was like a slow enough town that everyone knew everyone, fair bit of work ethic, obviously being a mining town and that as well. So, no, it wouldn't change. I wouldn't grow up anywhere else.
Yeah, same. You hear a lot of mixed opinions about Gladdy, but it's really not that bad, eh? It's good. Good spot, good people.
Well, sort of, some of the best people I know have come out of there too, you know. Obviously, I was like 100. Super tight with a lot of good people, but a lot of like those sort of smaller country towns are just... they're breeding good quality people.
Yeah, that's right. 100%. Like you said, bro, like it's good, like everyone knows everyone, but at the same time that also has its downs. Yeah. In a way, like you play a bit too much, eh? Like the whole town knows about it and you're like, what?
It caught me out a few times.
Yeah. What I loved about, so me and Geordie tuned into your potty of Alpha Blokes.
Yeah.
And loved the one section you're talking about, like the, you know, yard sessions on Whitney Street. I was just like, I just love that, because Whitney's just up from me, bro. So it's just
really?
Like,
yeah, that's digging into the vault, the yard parties and like getting a block of Bundy rums and sharing it with all your mates. Yeah. Sun Valley. Yeah.
And like I said, stealing the drinks from the parents off the rents out of the fridge, eh?
You know what? We all did it. We all did it.
Bro. Yeah, and you do the sneaky one, you just gaff it, eh?
Like drinking any of the spirits and topping them back up with water so they wouldn't know.
Keep your other right.
Oh, man. So you went to Chanel, bro?
Yeah, went to Chanel College. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I actually brought me name up to your old girl because I know your old boy. Bill.
Yeah, Big Bill Fawzi.
Had the restaurant there on top of the hill there, Auckland Hill. She reckons she taught you.
Your old girl?
Yeah.
Who's
it would
your
have been
mum?
Mrs. Blake, Vicky Blake.
Vicky Blake.
She would have been relief teacher at the time.
She was, right, okay.
So would have been here and there.
Sorry, Mrs. Blake.
Yeah, she mentioned like, he used to play up back in day for sure.
I was definitely a little turd. I was a little shit for sure.
For sure. But Chanel, bro, like you would have had, Mr. Rose. They would have been
Nelson Rose. He's the goat. Yeah, I had. Mate, they had some. Did you just go to Chanel too?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, sick, man. We had, Mr. Davis. Who else? Mr. Brown and what's his name?
Mr.
Homan, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. What's that?
Mr. Bogue.
Mr. Bogue.
Mr. Bogue.
Andrew Bogue, the
still
maths
those like
teacher.
4 or 5 nomads there, but other than that, it's just all rolling through.
Yeah,
new
right.
people.
Mr. Golly still getting about?
Yeah, she was, bro. Yeah. She was still there when I graduated.
Yeah.
Math teacher, eh?
Yeah, she was a weapon. Her and Mrs. Welsh. Shout out to Lynn Welsh, Christian, Brendan, Lauren. Yeah, the best. Lynn Welsh. You remember her? Did you get her?
I don't think she was there.
One of the greats, mate. The corgi. Yeah. She's the best.
Well, what year did you graduate?
I graduated 2008.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. How old are you boys?
21, bro.
Yeah.
2019 he graduated. Oh, he was the year after me, 2020.
Yeah.
What was that first year where they brought out, if you're after July, they cap you and drop you down a grade?
Oh, right. Okay.
So, I'm like late July, so I just got in that niche
and
dropped down. So, it was good. It was unfortunate I was with Geordie and Jet, the other boys, because they all graduated 19, but I was still caught up. You graduate school, you think when you're in school, you're like, oh, fuck, this is like, life's so shit. Like you always think in the present, and then like out of school and like, fuck, it's already 3 years ago, and how much has changed.
Well, shit, what's that? 2008, 2023. Oh,
it's 15.
Yeah. Shit, 15 years of being out of school now.
Yep.
Fuck, where's that gone?
That's it, bro.
Don't do that to me.
What was your mentality like in school, bro? Like, did you have your mind set on what you wanted to do, or?
Mate, I guess I just did what every good Gladstone kid did. Just get a trade.
Job at industry.
Get a trade. Go to the power station. Do what you got to do. You know, I never thought, never in a million years would I thought I'd be doing what I did now. See, growing up, Dad had obviously heaps of tools in the garage, and I'd be pulling them apart and not so successfully putting them back together. But I always loved to tinker. So that was just my bread and butter, playing around with tools and all sorts of that shit. So fitting and turning, and it was like probably one of the only classes that I really excelled in at school. Not diagnosed, definitely got ADHD, but I just can't sit still. I don't know how well you know me, but I'm just like,
it's just crazy.
I'm all over the joint.
I've heard a few blokes bring up your name like just loose on the piss.
Yeah,
That's just
I know. I just can't. I don't know. My attention span's terrible, and any teachers will attest to that too. Like I was just horrible at sitting down, but when it came to like something that I really enjoyed, I would just put 110% into it, like manual arts with Mr. Brown or Mr. Homan or anything like that. Nigel Vidler, Johnny Stewart will appreciate that. Nigel Vidler. But when it came to like manual arts, that was just like bang, it just clicked.
That was your art that you had passion for.
Yeah, it was my craft. It's just something I loved, and so fitting and turning just made sense for me. So went out to the mighty power station, and the rest is history.
I don't know, George's at NRG too, fourth year at the moment. Yeah. Sparky doing instro.
Yeah.
You just have I think you were just sharing a few names before.
A few names getting thrown around.
Couple of the greats, mate. Some of the best blokes ever come out of that joint.
Yeah,
sure.
It's good. It's definitely a good place to work.
Yes, it's great, mate. It was such a little diverse range of equipment to be working on. Obviously, you're in the mills, and then you've got the coal plant down the back. Then you've got the ash plant and everything. Like it was just so super diverse. Shit, that's really made me think deep into the vault then for a minute. I've been off the tools for a little bit, fellas. So
I'm sure after those years, I'll start again from NRG, bro. Did you finish your trade and bounce straight away, or?
Yeah, so I guess I again the mischievous man that I can be probably followed me a fair bit into my apprenticeship.
Yep.
To be fair, I made the bed, so I had to sleep in it. So I was just a little shit, at the start of my apprenticeship. But when I started really getting into it, I genuinely loved it so much. But at the start, when you're just a kid, you're straight out of school, you're back chatting everyone and just being a little shit, as you would know.
Yep.
Obviously just pissed off the wrong people. And I've just got such a high energy that just didn't resonate with a lot of people there as well too. Given that the plant was built in the 70s, and a lot of the people that constructed the plant were still there when I was doing my apprenticeship. They were absolute fossils. And then, I would go and try and just be this boisterous character, trying to have fun on job, dancing on the jobs and just trying to make fun of everything. And it just didn't really, didn't fly with everyone.
That's what you kind of need. You always need someone who has that buzz of joy though to spark up the work day, eh?
Well, that's what I think, but not everyone thinks like me, and I would just, I'd just be trying to bring all this boisterous energy into the work zone and, didn't really mesh well with absolutely everyone. So as soon as I finished my apprenticeship, I was like, all right, I get out of there. I got myself into a nice little role actually with Siemens, touching back on that Lindsay Obridge story that said I'd never do anything with myself. I actually left the power station half unfavourably. And then I got re-employed by the company that had to come in and fix all the turbines. So no one at the power station would fix the turbines. So they contracted out to Siemens.
Yeah, okay.
So I sort of had a bit of bad blood with the power station. I left and then immediately got picked up by the company Siemens. So they had to rehire me as a contractor to come in and fix all their rotating equipment, which I sort of just walked back through like that Conor McGregor style.
That's it,
straight back into, literally almost immediately came straight back with Siemens to work on all their turbines. So.
That's gold.
That's a bit of jokes, eh?
G'day fellas. Welcome back.
And from Siemens, you then gas plant. That would have been you graduated 2008. You would have finished apprenticeship. Was it 4-year apprenticeship?
Yeah, 4-year apprenticeship. So 2012?
Yeah, so that's when the gas plant was kicking on. Did Bechtel come to town in 2013, or they finished 2013? I can't.
I want to say it would have been 2012, 2013. But I want to say that's what made me leave Gladstone. That I didn't because I got the job with Siemens. I was rowing surfboats with the boys a bit and playing footy, and I was down here a lot surfing, and it just made sense for me to make the move because there's no surfing Gladstone, there's not a great deal there, and my company was flying me anywhere I wanted to go. So I just moved down, and that's when I moved away because my company was just paying for all the flights.
Yeah, true. Well, I touched on because I'm nipper too, bro. I did nippers up to under 17s, I think. Yeah. But who's your boat crew? Did you have Chinny in there?
I rode Asia's Chinny for a little bit there. Yeah. Chinny, Nathan Bedford, Chris Hughes. We all rode in a crew together. I was initially the sandbags with Sean Brigg, Chris Williams. Oh, who else was it? Was it Steele too? I can't remember. No, Timmy Gunn. That was it. Chris Williams, Timmy Gunn, Sean Brigg. We were the sandbags.
Were you part of the crew that got the national title? Or
I'd love to say yes.
Was that the years before you?
No, that might have been. That's probably more of a Chris Hughes, Owen Richards, Chinny kind of thing. I think that might have been them. The Hellfish.
Yep.
That was them. The Hellfish. Yeah. I want to say they were the medal winners.
Yeah, my boss man's best mates with Chinny. So when I started my apprenticeship, he was labouring for us.
Yeah, right.
Gave me the full rundown of all.
Yeah, right. Who's your boss?
Ross McClure.
Roscoe.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know Roscoe McClure. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, there you go.
So, yeah, buddy, he's a loose bloke. Straight off the bat, he was just out the gates like...
Yeah, big time.
Full, did not give a care in the world, But
that's sick. And you still life-saving now, or you still...
Nah, bro. I stopped life-saving, for sure. Nah. But, old boy... did with Kingy.
Matt King?
No, it's not Matt King. He's now coach for Burley, bro. He Kingy. Forgot his first name. Feel stupid not knowing it, but old boy trained with Kingy. He did all the Ironman series, and he trained up some of the big names coming through today, like Ali Day, Matt Bevilacqua, Matty Poole.
Oh, really? I'm mates with all those fellas. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Matty Poole. Yeah. I just seen him at Burley Pav a couple months ago. I was like, it's good having that bit of a history.
Yeah, that's sure. Cool. Yeah, for sure.
But like you said, you moved down here, bro. Trying to get away from town when it was real busy because Gladdy got full on,
got real full on. I think the moment that sort of broke it for me was I went out to the reef. It just got it just got redone or something like that. I think it just had a bit of a birthday. And I was normally you guys would know growing up in Gladstone, you could go out anywhere, even you just go out for a beer. It's fuck it, I'll run into someone and then we'll just have a session with them. When you're young too, whatever. I went to the reef to go catch up with a couple of mates, and normally you know everyone. I didn't know a single person in there. I was going to catch up with another mate, Prouty, and I just didn't know a single other person in there. It was just ridiculous, and people are just bumping you, shoving you, smacking your beers over. It was just, it was actually ridiculous. And then all of a sudden, this massive fight broke out. People were getting glassed left, right, and centre. And I was and I'd never seen this. I'm young. I've never seen anyone get glassed before. And I was just fuck, this is full on. This is too much. And it was just people from out of town blowing in to do these jobs and just getting in stinks all the time. And it was gross, and it frightened me. I hated it. I was because I hate a Barney. Even now, 32 years old, I still hate fights. Fights are gammon as. So to see someone get glass right in front of me, I was like, nah, that's...
Time to go.
Yeah, time to go. Pack her up, boys.
Cut it there. Yeah. Did you move straight Goldie?
No, actually moved to the sunny coast for 9 months. Went down there with a couple of mates. And even that was a bit slow for me. Sunny coast is nice, but just super slow.
It's a bit more. Gold Coast and Brizzy have that rush, but Sunny's the laid out version.
Retirement. Maybe I'll retire there. Yeah.
Sure.
It's nice, but I just found Gold Coast because I had a heap of friends here that were doing all similar things at the time. We were all FIFO, but I just had a really good network down here. It just seemed like people had a bit more going on, whereas up in the sunny coast it was just super slow. Everyone had the handbrake on and similar, a bigger Gladstone, less punch-ons and glassings, but it was just super slow. Yep. I got to know everyone really quickly, and it's really small, really chatty little town, and I was especially for a boisterous little boy like me, I was fuck it, I'm out. I was driving down here most weekends to go surf with the, do you know Jared and Daniel Brown and Corey Brown at all? Three Brown brothers from Tunham Sands, might be a little bit older, and the Branthwaite. So I was down here surfing with those boys every weekend. Matty B was living in Brisbane at the time, but we would every weekend drive down here, paddle over the Seaway to go surf Stratty. And I was like, none of this swell was getting up to Sunny Coast. I was like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to move to the Goldie.
But even like Brizzy Goldie, bro, like my family lives in Wynnum there. Yep. Like from Wynnum to Broadie here, it's 45 without traffic. Yeah. Like clean run, eh?
Done. Yeah. Sick.
So
good little zone.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
I love this place. I reckon this is, scrap that retirement call before, I reckon this will be my forever home.
Yeah.
Yep. I just love it. Like, it's good. There's just so many cool things going on. I've got so many friends with like cool bars, and everyone just seems like they're just having a bit of a crack. Whereas I feel like Sydney, everyone's busy, but are they really achieving a lot? Where I feel like here, people are like getting after it and trying to do some really cool shit.
Yep.
And I found like a really cool niche of just really good, beautiful people, good energy that are all just trying to do better things. So I'm loving it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome, bro.
Yeah.
Always surrounding yourself with like-minded people.
That's it. That's clutch. I think that's the key to every single day. Just surround yourself with good people.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, bro. And like, how much of Australia have you done?
How much of Australia? Well, shit, I was working with Siemens for 6 years. As rotating equipment for all those guys, doing all their gas turbines. Fuck, I've seen a bit of Australia. Yeah, like just all really, really quirky joints too. Like I'd be out at like Newman, which is like top half of Western Australia, and there's like a place there called the Purple Pub, and a guy was just like flying his plane down the road without the prop on it just so he could go for a beer, like real curly shit. There's a place called Kurrajini just out there, but then I was working at South 32 down at Kalgoorlie, and then got to see heaps of Esperance, and that's really beautiful. And I met some of my dearest friends now I met on a flight over to Perth when I was on my way out to Karratha gas plant. And I got to see so much of Western Australia, and all down in Victoria working at Warrnambool, and all through the top of Queensland. I've been really lucky with my job. Really lucky.
And I asked that, bro, because like kind of like asking if you've done much of Australia, would you still pick Gold Coast, like out of all the cities, Melbourne, Sydney, Bris, Perth, like you'd still pick Goldie all day?
Yeah. I think the climate for me is clutch. Like it's really nice. Like, even now we're in winter. Like it's a bit of a gloomy day today, but it's not bad. We're still in winter. I'm still shorts and shirt.
100.
Hate wearing a wetsuit. Always hate wearing a wetsuit. So I love just being able to surf in boardies. I think Melbourne, the weather's ridiculous. Adelaide, geez, that place is flat. Sydney is just chaotic. Like
bro.
Sydney's just chaos. It's so fucking busy.
It's bussing, eh? She's
absolutely bussing.
Yeah.
I think this is just like the nice happy medium of creative, great energy, good people with a nice spread out little town close enough to the ocean with the perfect weather. I think this is just like, what do they call that? What's that? The Goldilocks zone.
That's a Goldie. The sweet spot anyway.
That's the sweet spot. Yeah.
And like what I like about Goldie is like Northern New South Wales right there, bro. And like the beaches there are
exactly. Like it's so close.
Unreal. And like Brizzy's just there if you need to like fly international. All that jazz. And even like homes, like, we did the drive last night, and you just got to pump it out, eh? And that's the other thing, like you touched on, like, you pack the bags and you send it straight after work down the Bruce. And like that was us yesterday, like finished work, picked up Jord and just sent it. And
the mighty Bruce. Did you just go the Wide Bay Highway?
No, we've taken that a few times.
I always do the Wide Bay. We always go a little bit quicker on that.
That's a funny story, bro. Last time we took it, we were actually coming back from Goldie, and it's when I hit the cow. I hit a cow in my car, but other than that, bro, So Kane was driving Geordie's car, and they were behind us, and I was like to Kane, like, you want to wait for me? Well, do you want me to wait for you? Well, so we can drive together along the Wide Bay Highway. He's like, nah, bro, all goods. And the way I go there must be a shortcut to the shortcut, because by the time I hit the cow, I thought the boys would have been still behind me. So Dom and I were waiting for these boys to pull up, and I called Geordie. I'm like, yo, bro, how far out of Gingin are you? Because we were just north of Gingin when we hit the cow. He's like, bro, we're in Marianvale. And I'm like, bro, come on now. Like, Gingin's before Marianvale, it's not the other way around. He's like, nah, we're in Marianvale, bro. And
I swear.
Yeah, so there's like a shortcut to shortcut. And it's just like, I was like, what, do you know that shortcut?
I don't know if I know that shortcut.
Apparently there's like, I was talking to the old boy about it, and apparently there's like a dirt road when you get to Bigoton, you turn off and down the stretch of town there, and there's like a dirt road that goes through. You would know, Jord, or you were sleeping through it. Just clueless. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I always do that dirt road, and it always spits me out at like Biggenden, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you do know, the dirt road.
Yeah.
Is that what you take too?
Yeah, I always do take the dirt road, but is there a
Yeah,
separate one
there's
that
another
spits you
one
out at
that they must have
Miriamvale?
gone through.
No, so you do turn off. So you go through, if you're going southbound, you go through Gin.
Yeah.
And then you hit that right before you cross that bridge, and there's that server that got flooded.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then you run down there, Bigoton.
Yeah,
and
that's
I used
the
to
way
just
I go.
keep going. I thought the back way was like you go through to Ban Springs.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Cam was like, nah, bro, there's like another road you take. And
Right,
I'm like,
okay,
what
so
the
you-
because it was still quicker. So I'm like, oh, shortcut. Like,
Whatever.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it was probably quicker because the Bruce is just fucked with road
Cal would have
works.
slowed you up, but
Yeah. It was actually pretty clean last night. It was a good run.
yeah, sick.
But so.
That's it. It's, like, I don't, and that's another thing, like, everything's super close, but I'm not afraid of just jumping in the car and driving for 7 hours because you live up there, you're so far away from everything.
Yeah.
So to go to like anywhere down south or drive, it's just, okay, sweet. You're used to coming down here, like, just throwing the bags in the car and just pumping 7 hours.
But when you got the boys in the car, you got the tunes going, or you can even just whack on a potty now.
Yeah.
And like even they just go for like 3 hours half the time. Like you put on a bit of Joe Rogan or
Yeah.
anything, bro, and yeah, that gets you through the trip easy money.
Yeah,
So
yeah, perfect.
pump it
Exactly.
out. But yeah, it's just so refreshing, bro, to hear someone like you. Like Joy and I are real entrepreneurial, and we want to pretty much do what you're doing, bro.
Yeah.
And it's so refreshing to hear someone from Gladstone that's just like, you know, when they were growing up, did the apprenticeship, you know, they're doing the Brizzy trips for the festies and
At the festivals.
yeah, like, bro, we've done a few of those, bro. I've got a space cabin. The boys have to like crowd up in the back of the space cabin. Like you can ask Jordan all about it. He's
Oh yeah, nah, it's not fun, not fun, especially after a festy weekend, squishing into the back there. For 7 hours.
tell Fawzi your story about how you missed your flight. From listening out last year.
So we had
Oh, no.
we had a flight for like 7 a.m. and we're up till 3 o'clock in the morning the night before, and we're like, yeah, okay, we're gonna wake up 5:30, get ready, go get on this plane, get an Uber to the airport. We wake up. Lockie wakes us up, and it's like 7:30. Like we've already missed our flight half an hour ago. Yeah, so we've had to squish in the back of his space cab. Me and my brother.
Tough carry.
Like seats all the way up here, our knees are up, like 6 hours straight, just extremely hungover.
That's the
It was
pits.
terrible.
That's
yeah.
the pits.
But it makes the memories, eh?
Yeah, that's right. No. Well, I'm not exactly a long fella, so like the space cab would have been fine for me.
Chilling, eh?
I would have been lounging.
It was just so funny because like, you'd always just see them like they're shifting, like changing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've also got the subwoofer behind the driver's seat, so there's no feet room. So one has to have legs up, the other one's got the little bit of leg room. But then we had Dom too, and he's like 6'4", so he's got the chair full back, and like he's just like fuck you. He's like,
Oh no. Oh well, lessons learned.
Yeah.
oh yeah, no more space cab.
Righto. So moving on, you had your fair share of your industry life, traveling all over Australia. What was your first like business endeavor after that? Like,
I'm incredibly lucky with my first sort of business venture. Two friends actually started the business, and they brought me in they didn't really know anyone in Queensland. So Vodka Soda,
Yep.
Alex Bottomley, Marcus Kellett, they were two fellas working respectively for another company at the time. They just wrapped it up. They've just kicked off this business. And they were like, shit, we don't know anyone in Queensland. Do you want to come on, do a little bit for us, give you a little slice of equity? So I was FIFO at the time too. So I was working on the Prelude. I was on the Shell platform.
Yeah.
So I was 3 weeks on, 3 weeks off. So I would go visit all the bottle shops, do all the stuff that I needed to do for them, do all the events and everything, and then go back and do my work. So the boys really took care of me there. So they started it. They brought me in on it. There's another fella too, Sean Rankin. He's from down in Melbourne who sort of brought a lot of it to fruition too. And then, I just did a lot of the work in the background up in Queensland and went back to my FIFO job, in the other 3 weeks off. So
Yep.
I think it was COVID that really threw me out. My 3-and-3 roster, because it was ridiculous. Like what happened, I would leave here, I'd fly over to Perth, fly 5 hours over to Perth. I'd have to quarantine for 2 weeks straight.
Yeah.
So like I'd get there.
Do the quarantine before you jumped on the rigs.
Bro, I had to quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel room by myself.
And you did that every.
Yeah, I did that
Time you
for
were-
like 6 sessions. Yeah, I did that for like 6 swings.
That
Oh,
ain't it, eh?
you're just not allowed to leave your hotel room.
Well, that's it. Like, because I was like contract out to Shell. Like, all the Shell people had like really beautiful hotels, and everyone else just got like this.
I heard you mention that. Yeah.
Yeah, this
That's
really crappy hotel, and I was just in there by myself. Couldn't leave. Couldn't do nothing. You were just stuck in there for 14 days. Well, 15 days, because you get there and it's like this is day 0. And then you would fly out to work and work 21, 12-hour days straight.
Jeez.
It's less than extreme, bro. It's almost like being in a prison. Like,
It was literally like being in a prison.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, a lot of people were quarantining at the same time, but I'm just like, fuck, this is not it. Like, for 6 full swings, I worked a 5-1 roster, which is, ridiculous.
Were you getting anything for doing quarantine? Like any coin?
you get paid. I think it was like a couple $100 a day. I think it was like, I think you got like $200 a day or something.
Yeah, okay.
Something.
Better than nothing anyway.
Yeah, definitely better than nothing. Yep. But yeah, it was just painful. I was like, fuck, I had a beautiful girlfriend at the time, Lexi White. She was great. I honestly hated flying away from her so much too. And, the boys have like given me a little taste of what it's like to, do something for yourself. You're like, I'm working hard to get cans in bottle shops or can in hand at events and stuff like that, and I'm seeing like a bigger brand presence going, knowing that fuck, I did this is working, this is cool, whereas like I'm out there on the prelude just fixing shit, working for fucking dickheads. Like, don't get me wrong, there was a lot of really good people there, but fuck, I met some of the biggest dickheads I've ever met.
Big on union too, were they full like, it's the smallest thing happens, like, call it unions type thing? Or
it was how do I say this? I don't know. It was only as I was leaving that the union sort of really got involved because there was a massive disparity between the Shell employees and the Monos employees. Like, big disparity. Like, they were on a 3-4, 3-5 roster. Contract was on 3-3 roster. Like, there was heaps of different things. It was. I probably can't speak too much to it because I ended up just leaving, so I probably can't touch on it too much because I don't want to say the wrong thing in case it's wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
But it was just fuck. Yeah.
As it would be.
Yeah, it was torture. It was fucking torture out there, especially coming straight off the back of 2 weeks quarantine and then going straight out there and. Because they were on 3-4, 3-5, you'd rotate with really good dudes, and then sometimes you'd just do 3 weeks of night shifts straight with just some absolute pea brain telling you what to do. Nightmare.
So I guess like, is that being that quarantine for 2 weeks and going to work for 3 weeks and you only get a 1 week back home? Is that where your mindset shifted in a way where you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. I have to break free of this.
Yeah.
What can I do? And like, you're doing vodka inside at the time, but is that when you were like, I need to invest more time in this and I need to find more routes that can help me financially break free?
Yeah, I don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole here, I guess, but I just started getting like really interested in where money comes from and how the RBA can just print it, like quantitative easing, and they'll just print money into existence, and like, how does that happen? Like, how are we like, and what does that do to the money that's in my pocket? And I was just like, this is, fuck, there's no money working for the man. Like, if I can just sit here and bust my ass out on this stupid platform or, doing push-ups in a fucking single bed hotel room for 2 weeks straight, if they can just print money out of thin air, then what the fuck am I doing here? I need to start doing more things for myself. And that's when I was like, all right, that's when Squad poked its head up and I was like, all right, that's me. I actually made quite a bit of money on cryptocurrency at the start. And I am probably one of the only people that I know that pulled the money out and bought a business and did some shit with it. I was just lucky. Like, hands down, I'm the luckiest man in the world. Well, I think I'm the luckiest man in the world. I'm grateful for everything, when Donald Trump was in the driver's seat, I was like, he's going to collapse the major banks. So I'm going to invest in physical gold and silver because that's a store of value, because, the dollar is not backed by anything. It's fiat currency. Do you understand that concept? Yeah. So I was like, the dollar's going to collapse. Shit's going to hit the fan. So I bought heaps of gold and silver. And I think a lot of people were thinking the same thing because gold and silver went like this.
Even still today, bro, gold and silver's massive. So I think silver's getting real big.
Well, the gold silver ratio has never been higher, you know. So silver is obviously a really good investment, I think still. But then Joe Biden got in, and obviously he's just like a little puppet for the major banks. I was like, oh fuck, we're not going anywhere. So I just pulled everything out of gold and silver, anticipating that there wouldn't be a collapse. Threw it all into crypto, and then a lot of people must have been thinking the same thing too, and it just went like it just launched. I guess a lot of people were thinking the same thing, and crypto just exploded. And I did pretty good there for a little bit. So it was just like that little Goldilocks zone again, you know, like I came into a good amount of money, had a good girlfriend at the time, so I hated flying away from her. The wheels were falling off work because it's just painful flying away in the middle of COVID. The world was falling to pieces, and I was at my bandwidth. I'd had enough. I'm like, all right, that's me. So ended up wrapping up out there. Squad poked its head up, and I ended up going for a meeting and ended up acquiring it. So
and like you were saying in the Alpha Boys potty, they didn't see much value in it at all. So you got it pretty. You got it for cheap as chips.
That's a funny story on that. So the reason why I bought Squad is because when I was working offshore, they wash and dry. They do everything for you. Like you're spoon fed out there when it comes to housekeeping and everything. So I had 2 sets of Squad shorts, 2 AS colour tees, and every single day, like you'd wear one set, then the next set, then that's it, and then every day it'd just get washed so that everything would go out, then come back folded, and it'd be at your room. So because they're worried about bugs and anything like that. It was just the hottest wash you could imagine, the hottest dry you could imagine every single day. Oh, sorry, every second day for a set of clothes. And after 4 years, my Squad shorts were still grouse.
True.
Yeah, I was just like, fuck, this is the best. Yeah, so I had a good mate, Tommy Norton, that was working there who got me onto the brand, and I just never went back. Like I've still got original shorts that I bought, 5 years ago, still in my wardrobe, just holding on to them. Just like, I wonder how long I can just hold on to these shorts for.
And from there, so you bought Squad. It's Squad A.
Bought Squad.
Squad. Yep. And did you get a team around you, or you just went solo?
So I brought my cousin in on it. So my cousin, he's down in Sydney. He does a lot of his own businesses as well. Like he sits on the board of directors for an agriculture company. He's got a software company. He does like supply chain logistics and that as well too. So we've just kicked off another little side project together as well. But I brought him on it because I just wasn't privy with a lot of the things that happen in the back end. You need me to fix a turbine engine or anything like that? Like I still remember torque figures off an engine, a Siemens 94.2 machine. But business, like it was just not my thing. There was so much to learn, and it was just such a new landscape for me. So I brought him on it so we could just sort of bat off each other's ideas and everything. So I ended up going halves with him in the business, and the previous company, they sold me this glossy brochure of, like, I'm not a genius by any stretch of the term, but I was like, oh yeah, we're doing 1.5 GP, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, we're spending this much on Mitchell Johnson, we're spending this much on this back of house NetSuite program, and then they just started crushing out all these numbers, and I'm like cracking them in my head going, so what's the net position of the business? Like, hey, and they're like, oh, we're not at the liberty to discuss that yet.
True.
to discuss that yet. It's like, oh shit. All right, well, and then I offered my figure. I'm like, well, it sounds like you're bailing water. I think a few unfortunate things happened to that group.
I was going to say a bit more behind the scenes.
Yeah, fair bit more behind the scenes. So I think Squad was just the first thing on the chopping block.
Yep.
So then I was just lucky that I hit him on the DMs,
True.
On Instagram.
So how did you find out actually that they were actually like falling out?
They were doing a fire sale. Like they were selling.
So everything was like $10 and shit.
Yeah, shorts were $10, shirts were $5,
wow.
and I just sent them a message saying, writing's on the wall, you guys aren't wrapping up forever, are you? And they're like, oh yeah, we actually are. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll take it off your hands.
How good is that? You seen that opportunity and you just took it out?
Yeah. Well, that's it. That was the Goldilocks zone that I was talking about. I've just come into money. I got sick of flying away. COVID was kicking me in the ass, kicking everyone in the ass, to be fair. And then this opportunity just pokes its head up, and I'm just like, well, I'm not going to grab it with both hands. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, jumped into it.
Yep. And from there, so they would have given you just all the details, like manufacturers. Where were they manufacturing in time?
So everything's manufactured over in China. They did give me they sold me the IP. So the most expensive thing was their consumer list, so their user list or their email database and everything, which I put the highest value on. A lot of old stock that didn't really move. They gave me all the manufacturers and everything, which none of those I use now. I ended up going back to those manufacturers, and must have been a miscommunication because I got some of the original manufacturers before the business started growing. So they started using this guy, and then as the business grew, they found better manufacturers. But however the communications happened, I ended up with the first manufacturers, and it just wasn't the quality I was chasing. And there's a lot to learn about apparel manufacturing.
100%.
I could give you the drum.
That's why I find Joy and our clothing line's taking so long, because find that manufacturer. We were going with a manufacturer in China, and the language barrier was the biggest drama. You answered their question, and they would ask the same question again, just like in different. It's like I just told you.
Yeah.
So you have to like rephrase your answer.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh yeah, and then it would come to you. And it's like, no, this is not what I wanted. So
it is tough. Yeah. I was incredibly blessed at the time. I had a couple of fellas, Regan and Jeff, working for me at the time, and mate, they pulled me out of a really bad spot. Like I didn't know. How hard could it be? I'll figure it out. Like whatever.
Yeah.
So then Andrew and I had a bit of capital in the bank, and we employed these guys to give us a hand. So it was helpful. Jeff is actually is the big dog for Princess Polly now. But he speaks all 3 dialects of Chinese. He's the goat, mate. He's the absolute goat. Yeah, he's like the head of logistics or something. I think he's like the head of logistics for Princess Polly or something at the moment. But he's the king. And Regan, his partner, is an absolute legend. Like, he helped me through a tough shot. Not with the business anymore, but mate, they helped me more than they probably even know. Just trying to kickstart it. But I've been incredibly lucky to be surrounded by, even just now, here we are on the Gold Coast, just conversing with people. The next people I found was through a haircut. Like I go get my haircut at Lost Boys down in Burleigh. It's like, I bought this apparel brand now. How the fuck do I do it? And then they're just like, oh, you talk to this person. You should give Cheryl Scott a call. She's ex-Billabong for, 10 years or something like that. I'll give you a hand, no worries. Like, just from a haircut. Like just having that good network of good people.
That's what people down here like. Everyone just helps everyone.
That's what I love. Yeah. Everyone. And I think I'm really lucky in that sense that I've just got a really good network of great people around me, and everyone's just so willing to help everyone. No one, well, I find, not in my circle anyway, no one's sort of backstabbing you or anything. Like everyone's willing to give up the information. Everyone just wants to see everyone rip. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah, like awesome.
I'll give up anything. As soon as we finish this podcast, I'll give you all my manufacturers. Like I actually don't care one bit. I just want to see good people get ahead.
Yeah.
Like,
and one thing I feel like Goldie's a bit of a break from that mindset of tall poppy syndrome. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
And like Gladdy's just like, like Gladdy is like, I feel like all your small towns, like you probably find it here and there, but I feel like it's probably just like in our mindset, but like I feel like Gladdy's just like hardest on that shit.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
You try something new and everyone's just like bagging you out for that.
You're always going to get that.
Like honestly, we haven't got those negative words, but you just know.
Yeah.
You get that vibe from people.
Yeah, for sure. And you're always going to get that. To be fair, you're going to get that anywhere you go for the rest of your life too. There are always going to be some people that'll try to bring you down, but just stay course. Yeah. Stick with 100%. It. Just keep doing the work, and all the good things will come to you.
Yeah, that's it. And you were saying now, I think, when did you do the potty with Alpha Blokes? That was November. That was before Grass Screener.
Yeah, that was too.
Because you were talking about it like it was leading up to it. I think you were talking about
that's right. That was a good festival. That.
Yeah, we went to that. That was fire, bro.
That's right.
It was so weird going to Festi, you just know everyone. Because when you go to Festi, you don't know anyone. That's like the beauty of it. It's like, yes, I can play up if I do something like that. I hope that no one sees, like, you can get away with it. But when you're glad, it's like, oh shit, watch yourself. But
that was good. It was a good little weekend then. But I think that podcast, I can't actually remember. That would have been 2 years ago, eh?
Yeah, 21.
Yeah, 21. Yeah. Yep. What were you asking about that?
Yeah, you mentioned that one. How you're now going through Turkey. Are you getting any clothes done in Turkey?
No.
Everything's
still done in China. Just got new manufacturers now. New good people. I've just hired a new designer. Actually, I've got Shannon Heath has just started with me. She's She's ex-Nike. She used to...
Wow.
Her husband's a designer as well. She's the GOAT. And this is over coffee. Like, my mate, Kyle Graham, he owns Blackboard Coffee. I went for coffee with him one day at Snapper because a comp was on. And I was talking, how's squad going? What's going on? And he's like, oh, well... I'm like, shit, I'm struggling for a designer. It's just so hard because product is key for me. That's what I just want to develop really good quality product. I don't want to just be fast fashion, pump it out, make $1 million overnight. I just want to make good quality shit. Yep. And he was like, well, shit, my sister's just left Nike and she's moving back to the country. I'll loop you in. So she was developing Tiger Woods golf range. Like she would do it. She did all the color charting and she did all the range planning and everything for Tiger Woods' golf range, and now she's doing boardies and tees and shit.
That's unreal.
But
That's
she's the
badass,
goat. Mate, she's so lovely, man, and she gets it. Yeah, she's a gun.
Yep. The one thing I find in China and like all the Asian countries for manufacturers is they are cheaper option. That's obviously why everyone goes there, and it is cheaper. But the other thing is find that quality. And like, I guess a bit of the mindset that like, you know, you're getting your clothes and tees from there, but at the same time, like people making those tees again paid bugger all.
Well, that's it. So that's one thing that with Squad, we've got checks that happen in the background too. So like,
sweet.
There's like governing bodies that will go in and check the factories to make it sure it's like an ethical workplace, like ethical work environment. Like my materials are sustainable too. Like I try to use organic cottons where I can or recycled polyesters and everything as well. The staff, like that governing body, will still go in and check like their staff are still getting paid adequately and they're all being treated respectfully. So there's things over there. So all my factories that I'm using have all got that certification to say that, everything's equitable, everyone's treated well, everyone's paid fairly, and it's good working conditions. Kind of like the union, I guess, realistically, but just something that certifies that to make sure. I got to go over there actually, so I'm going to go see it all firsthand myself.
True. First time or you've been there before?
Yeah, my first time. I think I'm really struggling at the moment to find like a particular fabric or like a couple of particular fabrics for a few of my pieces.
Yep.
You know, and I can communicate because the manufacturers actually come over here. Like I just had a meeting with one guy, Harry. I took him to Rickshaws for a nice lunch down at Burleigh there. And I communicated to him the fabric that I wanted, like a recycled polyester, ultra breathable, a little bit elastic. This is the stitch that I kind of want in it. You know, you can communicate that to him. And the things that he brought over with him in his suitcase, not even close. not even close. Not even close to
that happens.
What I wanted, you know. Like, thank you so much. Like, that's sick. But like, you just have to be there on the ground yourself, going to the fabric mills and going to the market and going, that's it. That's what I want. Going to see the factory. So that is just going to cut out so much of a headache for me when I get over there. Fingers crossed, just try and, square it all away in one little trip. So if you get a chance, you want to keep making good apparel, head over.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
When are you doing that?
Hoping either start of next year, maybe
sweet.
a little bit later. But I think, my summer's on its way now, like getting developed, like all the boardies, new colorways. Yep. I'd love to get over there as soon as possible, just because I've got to start developing all my winter already. Like obviously we're in winter, but you want to be working that season ahead because production time's like 3 to 4 months, depending. Like I just delivered a heap of dope puffers and everything. They got delivered a little bit late, so I'm just sweating that like here in Goldie, we haven't had a great deal of winter.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's been like for you guys.
Yeah, same deal.
I was trying to say to the boys, I'm like, it's a bit warmer this year, eh? We haven't really got that cold snap.
Yeah, and usually it happens like this tail end of it.
Yep.
But I'm like, fuck, looking at the forecast, I'm like, it doesn't look like it looks like she's getting real cold. So I've doubled down. I got a lot of winter. So lessons learned on that. I just want to be so much better prepared, have my winter essentially delivered, tail end of summer next year. Because like what goes into it is like, you got to do your content, then you got to create your ads. You got to have it all here. You want to be so much on the front foot, so it's just ready to push the button and go for it. Whereas I was late receiving all the product, so then I had to get it all shot up, and then I had to get all the photos edited, and then I had to build all the ads around it and create audiences around it too. Then it's just like you're constantly just chasing your tail. Whereas I just want to get into a good rhythm of like, all right, this is what I'm delivering next year. Let's get it delivered 3 months early, get it all shot up, do the content, and then everything just hit the ground running, you know?
It's just peace of mind for yourself, when you do
Definitely. And I lose sleep. Like, I lose sleep over this shit. Always. Because I've got a very big obligation to vodka soda, like visiting all the bottle shops all the day, because I pull a wage from vodka soda, obviously. It's a lot of work. And then squad, bottle shops don't really open till 10. So I'm working from the moment I wake up, working on squad all morning, just trying to communicate with manufacturers before they wake up.
Yep.
So then I fire off all the emails in the morning, anything that I need to do, any of the comms, or get into my socials and shit I need to get done. Bottle shops open, bang. I'm like hitting bottle shops, doing all the vodka soda stuff, hitting events, going to convention centres behind us and that. And then when the day sort of wraps up there, you know, all the manufacturers are woken up, and then all my squad inbox is blowing up. Like, all right, sweet, we're back at this, and then just working late on that.
Yep.
And trying to squeeze in, going to the gym and cook dinner.
I was going to say, like, do you invest much in Alex Hormozy?
In who?
Alex Hormozy?
No, I
Entrepreneur
don't.
from America.
No.
He did, I can't remember what his business is. He's now got acquisition.com. He's big on YouTube at the moment, really coming up.
Yeah.
I love his opinion. Like, there's always, like, when it comes to like entrepreneur people and millionaires and that, there's always those certain people out there like trying to tell, like, because when you're on your TikTok and that, like, especially younger people, what do they see? They just believe straight away. Like, oh, this must be it. This must be the way that you have to structure your day. Like, you know, do so many hours, do this, and you go to gym this time, that. Like he was saying, like, he's talking to heaps, he's met so many billionaires, millionaires, and they all like, some like to chill out in the morning and work late at night. Some like to get the work done early in the morning, then chill in the afternoon. And they just pretty much like, how have you found, I'm trying to put it in the words, sorry. I guess, how did you find your groove?
How do I find balance, or how
do you find balance, like, between gym and work and family and friends and, you know, kicking back, going up to Gladdy?
I'm probably in a bit of actually since Splendor, I'm probably in a better position of having a better balance. I found I'd work so hard, then on the weekends I'd blow the doors off it, you know what I mean? So then I'd be cloudy as on a Monday, and it just wasn't like a good sort of, I'd think going out and catching up and giving all this energy to people was filling my cup, because I'm doing something that's so far on the opposite end of the spectrum to working. But it's really important to fill your cup, which I'm finding now. Like, I still make time to train every single day, but just get in the ocean, go to the markets. I think my groove is like Monday to Friday, work as hard as I can. I love cooking. I'm in the kitchen every single night. So make yourself a nice meal. Just switch off the technology for a little bit. Hey, I am bad for it. I should practice what I preach a little bit more. Like, but that fucking thing goes off, and I'm just like, I better check it, make sure it's
being
not.
a business person, you have to always be on top of that stuff.
You sort of got to be on it.
Calls.
I just started reading a book. I started listening to an audio book, and this is another thing to fill my cup up. I love the ocean, just going, laying in the sun. I started listening to a new audio book called Good CEOs Are Lazy. And it's just all about delegation. And instead of doing what I do the worst, I actually do it the best, is just give everyone my time and energy, because I think that's valuable. But like in a business, the most thing what's valuable is removing the bottlenecks so the business can flow. So spend your time on that, and then whatever time you've got left, give that energy to other people, because that's the most important thing. So if you're giving all your energy to people to like smooth everything over, but there's bottlenecks in the business, these people are going to get pissed off anyway, because the business isn't flowing. They're the investors. They're the ones you need to keep happy. You might piss them off in the start by not giving them the energy, or they might not receive it well because you're not giving them all the energy that they might want. But then if the business is working well, they see the business is working well, and then that's what you need to do as a lazy CEO. Just attack the bottlenecks and then divert your energy elsewhere.
Yeah, right.
Which I struggle with, because I give so many people so much energy, and I've got none left for myself and none left for my businesses. So it's important to fill your cup. Go get in the ocean, go surf, go to the gym, sauna, spa, ice bath, eat good food, get plenty of sleep.
That's it, bro.
No science to that.
Yeah. That's just living, bro.
Yeah, that's it. Key.
100. You got any more questions, Jordan?
I'm pretty sweet. Hey, that's very interesting. So you got pretty much your hand in every single basket. You got anything else coming up, or any more business and endeavours that you're looking and wanting to go into, or are you pretty good for now?
I've just started helping a couple of friends, kick off a new subscription-based business. which will be like, you know, like Adrian Patelli that's doing that LMCT prize homes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen his pod.
Kicking off something like that, just because we got a good network of athletes and everything, we're giving away sports experiences as well. So yeah, just going to have a little bit of a dabble of that. I'm just helping them out a little bit on the weekends, you know, like obviously tied up Monday to Friday. So just put a little bit of energy into that, help them do a little bit of the filming for it, and got that, and got a little other little business with my cousin too. So yeah, just got to keep
grinding.
keep grinding, keep ticking away. But then on the flip side of that is, fuck, am I doing the right thing by giving so many things this amount of energy, or should I just pull it back and put all my energy into one thing until it works? You know, like nurture something and let it grow, and then move on to the next when it's self-sustaining. You know, that, my friends, is just a lesson I'm just trying to figure out right now.
But like, bro, you're only 32 and you've done you've done everything, bro. Like in terms of done the industry work, years in industry, you know, worked in the gas plants, and like Gladdy, you go into that entrepreneur mindset, started, you know, got involved in vodka and soda. That was in Bali too, eh? Did you meet him in Bali?
Yeah. I met Marcus and Alex. I was on. I met a lot of people like this. I met, you know, Khaled, young, dumb, broke, high school kids. You know him?
Oh,
Khaled?
yeah.
Khaled, yeah. I met him over in Copenhagen doing the exact same thing.
He was there.
I met him in Copenhagen. I was in the piss over at Copenhagen with a mate, Brett Pissot, and we were in this bar and it was dead. Like, it was like flatter than last week's lemonade. And I just went up and I was like, I'm just going to buy a shot for every single person in this bar. So I got a tray of shots and I was like walking around like, let's turn it up. That's one of my last nights in Copenhagen. So I walked over to this table, massive, like these formidable American dudes. And I just started, like, just reached through them with shots. And I just got like hammer fisted in the chest.
Oh, true.
Like, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like holding all these shots. And then Khaled was like, relax, it's all good. I was like, man, it's all good. I'm just giving you a shot. It's okay. And like, we're not drinking. Like, they didn't want to bar it. And I was paralytic at the time. So I wasn't cognizant of who I just dropped shots on the table for. Oh. I went back to the table and he's like, called me over. I was like, holy fuck. Like, that's Khaled.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And we ripped in, like we had a massive night out together. He's like, I'm actually playing at Roskilde Festival tomorrow. Do you want to come? I'll give you AAA passes for the weekend. And that's a big regret of mine that I said no, because I was like, fuck, I've got to fly back to work.
Yeah.
I actually had to fly back to work.
Damn.
So I was like, I've got a flight to London. I already paid for it. I've blown the doors off it in Scandinavia for 4 weeks, probably looking a little bit skint, but everything was paid for. He goes, don't worry about it, come with me, like fly with me, come over to AAA all weekend.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was actually wild. But yeah, exactly the same way. That's how I met Marcus and Alex, walking around with 2 trays of Cafe Patron. Well, they seen me on the Wednesday night. They seen me at Old Man's, and Thursday night they seen me at Pretty Poison. Have you been to Bali?
Yeah.
You know the routine? Yeah. So I dropped the bowl in Bali. Dropped the bowl at Pretty Poison, then they see me at Dar Maria on Friday, and a couple of our friends were DJing at For the Love at Mississippi, and same thing, walking around the Cafe Patrons, they're like, fuck, we just got to meet him, he's just, you know, punishingly loud probably, we just got to go say good day.
Yep.
And then that was it. They were working for other companies at the time, they're like, oh, come give us a hand, we've got a thing happening in Brisbane in a couple of weeks, come give us a hand. And then after I helped them with that, it was a half-court basketball that they were doing. They're like, oh, just bring some people along and we want to fill it out. And I brought along a heap of boys from the Broncos and a few of the mates from the Lions and a few mates from there. Like, fuck, how do you know these people? I'm like, I don't know, just fuck, I'm just noisy. I don't know. And obviously when they finished up their job at Coors, I
have to ask you, Pretty Poison, like, so we went looking for it. So there's the one that's just north of Canggu, and then there's the other one that's like out Whoop where the skate bowlers.
Yeah, the skate bowl, that's it.
Yeah, so we went all the way, Jen and I went all the way out there with 2 others on the back of the mopeds. Got out there, it was nothing, lights out, nothing. And we were like it was saying it was open and everything. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think it's wrapped up, eh?
Must be, eh?
I think it's wrapped up or it's just moved.
Because there was 2 Pretty Poisons on Google Maps. There's one like North Canggu, that was like, or like that was no go. We're like,
Ages away, yeah.
Check out the other one. Yeah, but skateboard was nothing.
Where was it? Was it on the Rainbow Road shortcut? Did you go through like a little bricked shortcut As in like a long brick shortcut that takes you through to, do you know the roads?
Nah, not from memory. Yeah, I'm like trying to catch you.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I just know it's like way out of Canggu. Like it's like 20-minute moped.
Close. It's pretty close to Canggu. So you go up Jalan Raya, which is the main, or Batu Belong of Canggu, and it's just off the main drag there. So
yeah, we ended up finding it.
Oh, you ended up finding it?
We did find it, yeah. And we pulled up, like looking inside, and like no one's there.
Nothing there, yeah. I
it
think
was
might
like, it must have been like Tuesday night. We ended up just going to Old Man's though.
Oh,
that
right.
was still, that kicked on pretty quick.
Right. Yeah, everyone's got their set nights there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm yet to go do a trip with the boys and actually go out to all the clubs. I didn't actually go out anyway last time I was there. It was more like sightseeing, just
go for a rip. I'm going next weekend actually.
True.
A couple of my friends are playing over at Surveyor.
Yeah.
So we're flying over to go watch them.
Do you know Fish?
I've met Fish a dozen times. I had a couple of little sessions with him. Yeah.
Because he's always cranking. He's either Bali or Ibiza, I swear.
Yeah. He's a resident over in Ibiza at the moment, I think.
True.
He lives just down the road from me, down in Palma. He's Fisher, from what little I know of him, he's a really, really good fella. Like he is actually.
Oh, he's got energy about him.
He will do. Well, that's it. Everyone just sees like this big, boisterous, outgoing, like that crazy laugh sort of energy.
Yeah.
But like you get to know him, and he's just fucking lovely. Like he'll do anything for you. Like he really is just a fucking good fella.
You really get that though through social media. Like you just can watch the stories, watch his reels, and like it's just like that's just him, eh?
Yeah.
Like there's no faking putting a mask on in front of the camera. It's just him. It's just who he is. So
yeah, he's a ripper. But he's a full on.
100.
Yeah, I had a couple. I went and seen him and another mate of mine, Kane, Little Fritter, played at.
Little Fritter,
yeah. They played up at what was it, like Helensvale at Night Quarter or something. And I think Ollie organised that actually too. It was huge. We had a fucking massive night. We ended up at Surfers at the Bedroom or Sin City or some shit.
Yeah, Bedroom, that's a no-go.
Next time you're going to have a little blowout in Bali, for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to do another trip soon.
Yeah, mate, it's grouse. I love it. Except I almost died when I was there last time.
Jeez, what happened?
I had a massive crash.
On the moped.
Yeah, I had a massive crash on the moped. So I just got in, like everything was going pear-shaped in my life. I just got into Bali. I was catching up with a heap of mates. We went out for a few drinks. I wasn't even that pissed. Like I had a couple of beers and I rode home, and I was riding home in the rain like this, like pins and needles in my eyes, and someone pulled out on me, and I've just locked up the brakes, washed the front wheel, hit this concrete bollard, bang over the front end into a concrete culvert. No helmet, idiot. Wear your helmet. And yeah, I just remember coming to and wiping my face because there's blood coming off it, and I was looking for my phone in this culvert, and there was this Balinese lady there, and she was like on the phone looking over and looking at me in the culvert because she thought I was dead, and she just goes, "Strong boy." Strong boy. Jesus. Yeah, I was in the hurt. Like I was busted. I smoked all my knee, and I was staying with a couple of mates from Perth. Yeah, I was in the hurt locker.
Why do you say that? I had a bloke come out of the airport that helped me out get through customs and all that. And we were supposed to link up with him too, and he had a massive bust up as well, eh? We were supposed to catch up from that night, and he was in the hospital. And he's just like full skin gone all over his legs. Oh, no. Yeah.
It's so easy to do. And everyone just goes over there. Like after that, even though I just like had a couple of drinks and got on, I was like, now like I'm just, well, because a couple of years before, one of my mates had a real bad accident too, and he almost died. Like went head on with a power pole, and that was fucking scary. So when I got on this bike, I was like, yeah, no, I'm fine, I'm sweet. But then like riding in the rain, like just bang straight over the hangers.
Traffic there is unbelievable, hey?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is insane.
It's absolute madness, man. Especially at the moment too. Like she's sort of just opening up, and Canggu's blowing up. Like I used to go there and it was super quiet. Like it was just starting to really take off, and now it's just chockers. Everyone's there,
blown up.
Yeah,
like you're saying, Canggu, it's going crazy at the moment.
Yeah, it's going ham. Yeah, it's craziness. I've got a couple of mates getting building villas over there at the moment, actually.
Yep.
So I'll tell you after next week.
Yeah, I
It's
wouldn't
gonna
mind
be
doing more of Uluwatu next time.
Mate, if you get a chance, get to the Gili Islands. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Or Nusa Penida is really beautiful as well. Nusa Lombongan.
They're both catch ferry over, eh?
Yeah. You go to Sanua and get a fast boat. That's not that fast, but yeah. When you get over there, make sure you do a fair bit of that stuff too, because it's so beautiful, and they're just the most beautiful people in the world too.
Yeah.
Like that, they're so good.
Actually, we mentioned that before in a potty. There's like no road rage.
Nah.
Did you find that too?
Nah, none.
Nothing. No one like we were like, oh shit, sorry. And like they don't speak English, but like they're like, oh nah. And you actually get the few of them proper have like full on Aussie accents, eh? Like for like 2 words though. Like, hey mate, and you're like full look for like, you know, what Aussie bloke and it's Balinese fella. And you're like, what the fuck?
No road rage over there. It's just chaos all the time.
Oh yeah. Peak hour traffic's literally like 6 a.m. till 9
It's
at night.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is actually fucking
And you'd be
ridiculous.
like, another thing I didn't mention was like on previous parties I wanted to is like you'd be riding and there'd be old mate on the moped and he's got his 3 kids with him.
Oh, and a dog.
And a dog, yeah. He'll have the dog between legs, one on his lap, 2 on the back.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, insane.
Yeah, man.
They're real easy to ride though, I find.
Like the scooters.
Mopeds, oh yeah.
Yeah.
You jump on it like, oh, it's piss.
Yeah,
and the
just
next
don't do
minute
a
you
drive.
just bloody,
So many friends, like I've even come a cropper plenty of times, like even just with like a little bit of rain, washing the front wheel just so easily, and ended up another friend, Shelby, she come a gutso last time she was in Bali. I wasn't there with her, but I just seen it on her stories and she just washed a wheel and ended up in a fucking culvert. Like,
Oh, how bad is that? The culvert's a little drain beside the road, eh? That's sewage. Is that sewage?
oh, it's got to be gross. I don't know what it is.
nah.
Well, that's another thing. Like when I come a gutsa and hit that culvert, it had been raining so heavily. Like if I did that on another night and I ended up in that culvert, it would have just been
Disgusting.
gross, man. I would have got sepsis or something. But because it was just all fresh water and didn't get a single infection, nothing. Oh, my head actually got a little bit.
That's lucky.
Yeah, my head got a little bit. I pulled a rock out of my head.
Oh,
Literally like maybe 2 months ago, but a rock came out of me. I thought it was a pimple and it was a rock.
From how long ago?
Yeah, from October last year.
Just healed over.
It's coming good now. But I was bad. Like for like 2 weeks, I was talking so slow. I was bad. Like my head was busted.
That's when you get proper head noise like fucked up like your brain and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I already had such big head noise. Like so many things went pear-shaped. I had all my social accounts hacked, which I don't really care too much about, but they got into my business manager of Squad.
Oh, yeah.
So I couldn't make a sale for months, like nothing. And Facebook, I don't know if you've ever had to deal with them.
no.
Impossible to deal with. Impossible to deal with. So I couldn't get I got my accounts hacked. I just broke up with my chick at the time. Heaps of shit was just going pear-shaped on me. I was like, I'm going to go to Bali and just clear the head a little bit, just go for a little bit of a reset. It's just
Last
crap.
thing you need, eh?
Yeah, last thing I wanted. It was for a mate's Bucks party. I crashed in the first 3 hours of being there on a 10-day trip for a Bucks party. Oh, but I soldiered on. Still.
That's awesome.
Jed and I were like hungover as fuck and we were like, because we only been in Canggu the whole time, like, fuck man, we got to do something. Like, so did a big ride at Uluwatu and it'd been rain that night before. Like, it'd been rain so early in the morning, like pretty heavy. And then when we got out, like, the sun over there is just like scorching.
Yeah.
So the roads dry up real quick. But there's still like puddles along the roads there. We're on the main drag there. So how you come just out of the airport there, there's the main drag that goes either Canggu or Uluwatu.
Yeah. Sunshine.
Cruising down there, bro. And Jed got stuck behind me by like 3 mopeds. So I just gunned it out and I was going down the drag there and I'm waiting. We used to just wait for each other to pass each other and then we'll keep kicking along. Going about K down the road, I'm like, fuck, he hasn't kicked. I had to look back and he's just not there. It's just all Balinese people, no jet. I'm like, holy fuck, as he crashed, went back, going along back on the pathway, and the pathway's over there. I was on the piss, eh?
Yeah.
And then went back to the intersection. Here he is, just in the puddle, eh? Just searching around. And he had 3 other Balinese blokes helping him. What the fuck's going on here? He's hit a bump. Oh, he's gone through the puddle. And there was a pothole in the puddle.
Oh, no.
And phone, wallet, everything just out. So I've just got there and he's just full head noise, hungover as fuck because he was going hard on Bali, Bintangs. He was just slapping them back. And Jed's a big drinker, all the boys know that. And he's just like, bro, I feel so sick, man. Phone's gone. So we were in and it was in a major intersection too. Like 10 in the morning, bro. Like it was pumping traffic.
Oh, in the trenches.
Yeah. And I'm just like, nah, we're not leaving. Like this puddle must have been like, probably like, I don't know, 5 meters long, 2 meters wide. And I'm doing like the sides, like, and I was just in thongs too. I'm like, same thing like you were saying, like the water over there. Lucky I didn't have any cuts, but yeah. Bro, when we found it, it was just like, just, and the dap was
just kicking
the
off.
dap was just so hard, bro. Just like so thankful.
How much longer were you there for?
Bro, we went, funny story of that. It was like last minute. Jed was supposed to go with one of our other brothers and he pulled the pin and then Jet's like, bro, like it was 2 weeks out. He's like, you want to go? Bali with me, bro. And I was already going to Sydney doing a thing with the family. Well, we did the New South Wales coast for Jet Trek, which is a fundraiser for Variety for Kids.
Yep.
And I was like, fuck, bro. Like, I still got to ask how it works. Still haven't booked flights and shit. And we were at the gym at the time, like, nah, bro, I can't do it. I wish. I went home and I was like, nah, I'm fucking coming.
Yeah.
Booked flights and that. Yeah, we ended up only just going. Jet was there for 7 days. I only went for 5.
Yep. Yeah, sick.
But still, that 5 days was just a movie.
That's enough.
But even after that, bro, I was like, Jeb, like, bro, we can turn back if you don't want to like keep trudging. We saw like another 40 to go to Uluwatu. He's like, nah, fuck it, we'll go.
Let's just go.
Still went to Uluwatu, but he was like, he was like trying to put a smile on. He was like doing it more for me, I felt like, and I felt bad.
Yeah.
But like, he was just like right on the moped, just trying to keep it together.
If it makes you feel any better, I dragged a heap of boys over to Nusa Penida. Fuck, it's a mission. So we had, what were we over there for? Can't remember. No, it wasn't Searsy's Bucks. It was another time we went over to Bali. We had a blowout and I wanted to go over to Nusa Penida. I was like, I'm not going to go over here and not do something touristy every single time and just hit the bars. So I got everyone out of the accommodation over to Sanua, 2 hours over to the island. And then we had to I'm the smallest of the group by a country mile. Like who was in the car? It was Jara Hose, Hecka, Damien Casey, Eelsey. Fuck, who else? I think there was more in the car. But it was like this Jimny with like 5 stacked dudes in it, hungover as sin, just on this like road. Just and they're like, how much longer? Like, only 1.5 hours. And it's like, fucking these guys are like, you're a dog. Like, you are an absolute dog. Like, you'll be happy when we get there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And it was just the pits. It was just the worst fucking day of traveling. Once we got to Nusa Penida, it was so beautiful. But there was just like, okay, now we go. I'm like, is that it? Like, we just, they're like, yeah, yep. Then we just turned around like, oh, I fucking can't believe we've done this for an entire day just to have a look at this shit. So don't feel too bad, mate.
Yeah,
I dragged 5 fully grown, very hungover men over to a remote island in the back of a Jimny on one of the hottest Balinese days ever.
Oh, she gets warm there.
Sorry,
she
boys.
gets toasty. Have you done much? How much? You've done Fiji as well. Well, and
Fiji, Scandinavia, Fiji, went over to Coachella. Haven't done a great deal of travel, like over to London, Bali, used to work in PNG a fair bit. Fiji was sick.
PG's full on. My uncle's worked there a bit.
Oh, yeah?
It's full on, eh?
It was beautiful where I was. Like, I went for my mate Sammy Zubovic's birthday.
Oh, for sure. It's amazing. But
Yeah.
when he was there, he ended up pulling the pin coming back because the natives were like, not going to war, but they were like, full on like
Kicking
digging
off.
up roads for the government. Like army was pulling up the little towns and shit.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Yeah, it was pretty full on.
Holy,
So
no,
I think he
dodged
just
all
pulled
that.
the pin. Like he'd have videos and everyone's got machetes out and bloody.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what it's like in PNG.
Yeah, that's
that's really
PG's
wild over
full
there.
on, eh? And
Yeah,
like
outside
he
of that-
said, beautiful, but like there'd be some areas where it's just like rubbish.
Yeah.
Like bad rubbish and shit.
Yeah, just don't go.
Because there's no waste management over
Yeah.
there. So
Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Nah, luckily I got to only go to the nice bits. I just went surfing. We went
true.
for a weekend.
Yeah, apparently
it's-
the reef and fishing.
Yeah, it was
They used to
beautiful.
take him out fishing like big mahis.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we went and the surf was real small the whole time, but it was just sick. It was fun, like just a really good crew, beautiful people. You'd be in bed super early. They'd put on the food for you and you'd just
Yeah.
be on a fast boat. First thing the next day, you're either going to Sarua, or you're heading out to frigates, or you're going out to lefties or something like that. So you just get on the boat, they pack your breakfast, they just fill an esky full of beers, and you just go out there and just go surfing all day. You go snorkel underneath. It was just beautiful. And you just go surf all day, and then you'd come home just absolutely cooked, have dinner, and you were just dead to the world by like 7, 8 o'clock at night. It was perfect.
That's it, eh?
Drink kava. That was cool. Did a little kava. So just made my lips really numb. That was it. And I slept like shit.
What year did you go to Coachella?
2019, I reckon it was.
Is that the year Fisher played on the main stage?
Yeah, Fisher did play. Yeah. Went and seen the big fella.
I think it's like the biggest video for Coachella on YouTube, like
Really?
64 mil.
Yeah, I went over and seen the big fella. I went over with two good mates, Macaulay Grayson, Sasha Malazek, and another mate, Chipper. And we went for another mate. He had a tour going or something. It was Entourage tour. So we stayed with them. We were on the other side of Palm Springs city limits. It was grouse. It was a good little trip. Stayed in Cali for a little bit.
That's
stayed
clean,
at
eh?
the Roosevelt was super fun. It was, sick little trip. And we just ended up running into like a really good little crew over there and blew the doors off it. Yeah, it's fun.
That's fire, bro.
Coachella's grouse,
sweet,
yeah.
I reckon America would be off tap, but would you live there? You reckon?
I don't know. I don't think that I could live there.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that I could live there.
I would love to go there, but I don't think I would live there.
Worth a visit, definitely.
Yeah, I definitely want to like set base at like New York for a while. I'd love to just do like 3 months living there, eh?
Yeah, I'd love to do a good amount of traveling. Fuck, that's one thing I really regret is just putting so much time into work, and maybe I could have been smarter about being able to balance out work and go do a little bit more travel. But I figured, I'll get around to it, whatever, if I did it when I was a little bit younger. But we'll get there. I'd love to spend a good chunk of time over in America. Florida, that looks sick.
Miami.
Yeah, I would love to go.
You'd fit right in there, I reckon.
I mean, it would be dope. That would be so sick.
Have you done Dubai as well?
Haven't really, I wouldn't say I've been through Dubai as a stopover, but never actually got to experience it. But hopefully in the coming years. Yeah. But
Cool.
a little bit of London. Oh, the guys, I went and seen flight facilities over in London. Had a good little hit out over there, which is good. That's what I'm going to see in Bali. Their planets.
True.
Survey, the boy. Yeah, they played my birthday.
No way. That's
Yeah, it's so ridiculous. I had like in the height of COVID, all the festivals were getting shut down, all events and everything. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to have a festival for my 30th. Had like
that'd be off tap.
A play on Falls Festival. I just made it Falls Festival, and I took us out to like a wedding venue. So like, I had all these buses pick us up from Burleigh Heads Bowls Club. No one knew where we were going. It was just out in the hinterland. They were just full of piss, like the business partners. They just sent up 2 pallets worth of piss. So we just filled the buses, filled out there. Buses just sent everyone out to this random wedding venue in the
Sounds
middle
like
of nowhere.
40 boys trip on tour.
Yeah. I had a full production. I mean, I had fireworks. I had like full DJ, like full stage set up with pyro and absolutely everything. And Jimmy and Hugo played my 30th, so everyone just get out there. There was a big lettering saying Fours Fest.
Oh, that's
like I had a heap of like sponsors, so Volando Tequila, Red Bull, Mr. Consistent.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, obviously vodka soda. Mate, Red Bull fucking supplied everything.
That's mad.
It was sick.
Yeah.
That's
and
mad.
I just had a cold room out there, people slinging drink, and it was just all free. I just said, fuck, come along and just make a donation of what you think you would pay to see flight facilities live and how much you would drink. Cost me a fortune, but it was sick. It was the best. I'll show you some videos later. It was grouse. Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Righto, bro. Well, sorry, you right?
nah, bro, you run it.
So we'd like to do a segment within the towards the end of the potty. What are your future manifestations? Like, where do you see yourself within the near future, or even where would you like to see yourself?
Future manifestations. I guess a little more financial freedom, but outside of financial freedom, like obviously got a lot of things going on, just a little bit more peace of mind. I think I'm just so highly functioning at the moment, thinking about tying up the loose ends. We sort of touched on it earlier about am I giving too much energy to too many things and they're not getting all of the love that they probably deserve. I think a little bit more peace of mind. So actually just start dialing into the things that I'm really, really passionate about and little bit more peace of mind, like a little bit more of an easier mind instead of just constantly thinking, fuck, did I visit that bottle shop? Did I send off that manufacturer email? Have I signed off that stat deck for that? So a little bit of peace of mind. Yeah.
That's good, bro. Yeah.
And do you want to eventually settle down and have a family one day eventually?
Can't
bro?
wait. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah. I'm the last Fawzi. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but like, because I've got a sister, but yeah, I'm the last one with the Fawzi name after my old boys. So have 14 boys if I could. That would be a rugby team. Well done.
100, bro. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Thanks so much
Especially
for
how
having
busy
me.
you are. Yeah, just love, good chat, bro, and love what you're doing.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much for having me, boys. I really appreciate your time. And mate,
Yeah, cheers for giving us the time. It's been a pleasure having you.
Mate, if you ever need anything, just reach out, or if anyone, if there's anything I can do for anyone, just hit the DMs.
Sweet as.
Appreciate that, bro, massively.
No dramas.
Righto, just listen up, potty.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers.